What's going on YouTube? It's your main man, Mr. Unstoppable. Welcome back to another video. In between me doing my cardio this morning, before I started doing my heavy bag work, I had a thought and I kind of marinated on it a little bit when I did my meditation, because every single day I meditate. The thought that came to my mind is people who don't work out on a consistent basis think that people like me who work out all the time think that we're superhuman, or we don't go through the same thought process that you guys do. We actually do. Let's say you got to work at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the only time that you can get to work out is if you wake up at 5 a.m. And then you have the thought of, damn, this sucks. I got to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning just so I can go work out. So you know what? I'm just not going to do it. Okay, cool. Granted, you had the thought of waking up at 5 a.m. to work out. You decided not to work out because it sucks that you got to get up so early. It's fall time right now. It's pretty damn cold. Who wants to crawl out of their comfortable bed with the heavy blanket? Your house is probably 70 degrees right now. It's super cold and you're bundled up, and you got to go to work in 4 hours to a job you probably don't like. On top of the fact that it's dark outside, you got all these factors of you being uncomfortable and all these excuses as to why you don't want to do the thing. I get it. The guy that works out consistently, wakes up at 5 in the morning, has the same thought process that you do. This sucks. It's cold outside. It's dark. I can roll over and go back to sleep. I don't really feel like going to my job at 9 o'clock either, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then they do it. So that's the difference. The thought process is exactly the same. It's just the conclusion at the end is a totally different thing. And that's where the result differentiation comes from. Now, people who work out on a consistent basis, do we enjoy it more than people who probably are starting over or starting from the beginning? Absolutely. But the only reason that is because we know where that leads to. We know every time you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you decide to go do it, even though it sucks and you don't feel like it, we understand that doing that repetitively leads you to a place that you cannot get to unless you do the thing. It leads you to the place of transformation. It leads you to the place of you becoming more confident within yourself, more disciplined. It leads you to a place of you feeling better about yourself. It leads you to a place of you being more healthy. It leads you to a place of getting those six-pack abs that you've always wanted, but you never got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go work out. And then now you have been doing that, and now you got six-pack abs. And that's the only difference between those two individuals. The person who doesn't do it at all just loses that mental battle in the morning, or loses that mental battle after work, or whenever it is. This very, very small thing is the difference between the person who doesn't work out and falls into the excuse, and then the person who, yes, this sucks, but I still do it, gets those type of results. That's what separates the two. So I want to give this hard truth that it's not really about motivation. Stop thinking about motivation. Stop thinking that we wake up and everything's just sunshine and rainbows. Oh yeah, I'm so ready to go run this 5K at 4 o'clock in the morning when it's dark outside. No, that's not how that works. The reason why you think like that is because you've never been on the other side of it. You've only always been the person who had that dialogue and decided not to do the thing instead of doing it consistently. And then now you have a different perspective to understand that it's exactly the same dialogue. It's just the choice is different. Stop lying to yourself saying that it's motivation is the reason why you can't do it consistently, or the reason why you can't get out of the bed, or the reason why you can't go to work out after work. The people who do it on a consistent basis face the same struggle. They just don't make the choice that you make. They make the opposite choice. And this is why they win. This is why they continue to make it happen despite the fact that they don't like to do it sometimes, that they don't feel like it sometimes. There's this misconception that in order for you to be successful, you have to enjoy every single aspect of what it is that you're doing when you're getting towards your goal. That is actually not how it works. It's the total opposite. In order for you to gain something that you want, something else must be given. You have to sacrifice. If you want to have the body that you want to have, what are the sacrifices? I want a six-pack. All right, what do I have to sacrifice? I have to sacrifice some time in my schedule to make sure I work out like I should. I have to sacrifice not eating pizza every other day, or nachos or donuts, or eating whatever it is I don't want to eat on a consistent basis. Then you get to look in turn like, what do I gain? I gain the extra discipline that's going to spill over into every facet of my life. I get to get the six-pack that I want. Everything in life is a give and take. You have to give something in order to get something. Let's use an example. When you buy something, you are giving away finances that you've made from working in order to purchase something, right? So if something costs $3, you can assume that it's not very valuable, right? Because you're only exchanging $3 in order to get it. Now, if you purchase something that costs $10,000, you can automatically assume that the price of what it is tied to the value that it has as well. So when you say to yourself, instead of me laying in this bed an extra hour or 2 hours, I'm going to get up so I can go work out, so I can get the things that I want. I'm exchanging my time, energy, and effort to reach my goal. Anytime that you exchange time for a goal that's worth it, that's always going to be a good investment. If I spend an hour a day reading a book, that's a good investment. If I spend an hour a day working out, that's a good investment. If I spend an hour a day listening to a podcast about finances, that's a good investment. But if I spend an hour on Netflix, that's not a good investment, right? Because it's easy to do. There's zero suffering that is tied to this activity. And that's another thing that's tied to success and things that are worthy. If it's less fun and has some degree of suffering, there's probably some degree of value with it too. And that's another thing that's holding people back, man. You just don't suffer enough. You living on easy streets. You never had any hardships. You're not challenging yourself. There's no obstacles. You probably aren't creating a fulfilling life for yourself. Just think about like if you play a video game on easy mode. If you beat it, you're not really going to feel too good about it because it's like, all right, that was simple. That was easy to do. You didn't have to really overcome any obstacles. But if you play that same game on hard mode and you beat it, you're going to think about all the times that you was at that boss that kept whooping you. You're going to think about all the times that you died playing the game. You're going to think about all the times that you cussed at the screen and flipped off that one character in the game that you hate. My gamers, we've all been there. But when you finally beat the game, you feel this feeling of accomplishment that you couldn't get if you played it on easy mode. Life is the same exact way. It's not about whether it sucks or not. It sucks for the person who doesn't do it and the person who does do it. It's just your attitude towards it that creates a different result, that creates a different choice. But at the end of the day, you always have a choice. You can either use the excuses to not accomplish it, or you can complain about it, but still do it anyway. The choice is yours. If you like this video and you enjoyed this message, leave a like or a comment. New videos are going to be coming out every single Saturday at 10 a.m. until I reach my 500 sub count goal. And if you want to connect more with me, check out my school community. Link is in the description and in my bio as well. It's called the Unstoppable Academy, where people in the personal development come to connect and grow together. If that sounds like something you want to be a part of, then click the link in this description. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next video. And as always, be unstoppable. Peace.